We're trying to listen to episode 329 of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro systems online. Reflux capacitor fluxing. Scanning room space-time for Three Amigos, 1986. Rewinding in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I'm your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and mine, Paul, my primo amigo, PaulJPowers.com Powers.
I don't think you understand who you're talking to here. We have a few items we'd like to straighten out here, or you might be looking at a few podcasters who really don't feel like being on the Retro Rewind podcast.
Are you living in the studio mansion, PaulJPowers.com?
Well, what we're talking about is money. Real retro money. No dough, no show.
And those clothes, are those yours, PaulJPowers.com?
All right. Well, you know what? We can probably do it for 100,000 pesos.
100,000 pesos? We do not have 100,000 pesos.
Don't worry, Rodrigo. They will refuse it.
Unless we do it, for some sort of like reward as like justice or something.
It'll be a cold day in heck.
Is that justice has been done?
Yes. That's what.
Let me talk.
No, I could be like the singing bush and go all day long, and I could be uninterrupted because I'm the master interrupter. But I'll let you go because I'm not the singing bush.
It'll be a cold day in heck when you've dang it, I lost the line. I lost all my mojo. But you caught Francisco Ruiz on a bad day. So we're going to go to someone else.
Fair enough.
Also, for this discussion of the film Three Amigos, we welcome back aboard appreciator of movies and music and meter of the famous, Suzanne Sabo. Hey, Suzanne.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing well, Suzanne. And Suzanne, this is actually your third time on the show.
Woohoo!
So you actually earn a rank of shipman on the pod. So what department, congratulations first and foremost, what department would you like to serve on? We have like engineering, we have archives, we have the galley, where would you like to be?
Do you guys have an entertainment department?
We do actually. We do have an entertainment.
Okay, I would like to be the event coordinator of the entertainment department. I'm going to plan the parties.
Nice.
Okay.
We need some coordination around here.
Ships events coordinator. All right. I think that works. And in addition to Suzanne, we're also very glad to have back aboard host of the game show podcast, Who Will Save Generation X, which me and Paul have both been on. And I mean, I think you know who won those bouts pretty clearly. But we're very glad to have back on board Zabo. Hey, Zabe, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so happy to be back on with you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're happy to have you back on. And you also are on for your third time. So, Zabe, you have been promoted to shipman as well. What ship department would you like to be serving in?
Is the ship a spice freighter?
No, we don't really carry spices.
Then navigators out then. I'm either do you got a poop deck?
Lost another pilot.
A poop deck?
Poop deck? Yeah, I think I'll be captain of the poop deck.
We have lavatories.
Not captain. I can't be captain of the poop deck. There's no captain of the poop deck. I don't know. To be honest, if I was on any kind of like starship, I'd probably just be a red shirt. So I'll just.
So you want to be an away team member? You want to be a ship's away team?
I want to be a very lucky red shirt guy.
Okay. The
luckiest red shirt guy there is.
I may have to workshop how you're a shipman in that, but we'll figure it out. But awesome, okay. Zabe. Congratulations.
He's a member on the ship, so he's a shipman, right?
Yes, but what the away team looks like. So I don't say ship's away team member. That's a little
wordy.
A little wordy, exactly.
No, just say, oh well, lucky away team member, go.
We'll have it all figured out by the time we reach the frontier, I'm sure. But now that you have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for Three Amigos? And not Three Caballeros, not 3 Men and a Baby, Three Amigos.
All right. The Three Stooges was released April 7, 2012, and it's rated PG, runs an hour and 32 minutes. It was directed by the Farley brothers, written by Mike Cerrone and the Farley brothers. Yes.
Paul.
What?
Paul.
What? I didn't review Three Caballeros. Do you know how close I was going to review Three Caballeros?
Paul.
Yes.
Three Amigos, 1986, directed by John Landis, starring Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, Martin Short.
Didn't we already review that movie?
Yes, but Jared messed up our archives, and so we're having to re-review it.
Oh.
That could have been brought to my attention yesterday.
Fine, I'll go back. Yeah, because I like the movie. Let's rewatch it.
Okay.
All right. That wasn't as good as I thought. Maybe. We'll see. Three Amigos. That was in my notes somewhere. Here it is. All right. It was released December 12th, 1986, and runs an hour and 44 minutes. It's rated PG. It was directed by John Landis. Yeah, that guy who directed Michael Jackson videos and a movie he won't talk about. Anyways, it was written by Steve Martin, Lauren Michaels, and Randy Newman, with lead stars being Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Martin Short, Patrice Martinez, and Alfonso Arroyo. Sorry, Alfonso. And the music was composed by Elmer Bernstein.
Awesome.
The Elmer Bernstein?
Yeah, the glue guy, right?
Wow.
All right. Anyway, you ready for the box office trivia?
I mean, I'm ready. Suzanne and Zabe, are you both ready?
For sure.
Yes, let's do it.
And anyone in chat, Bobo, Geek Devotion, Cellcast, Dale, B. Greer, anyone who's here, you're welcome to join in as well. Go for it, Paul.
All right. The Three Amigos, I should say, upside down exclamation mark, Three Amigos exclamation mark.
Yes.
I know that so well because it's actually first in my movie lineup alphabetically. This movie was made for about $25 million and earned almost $40 million in the box office.
Well done.
So given this fact, how high in the box office do you think it ranks among the movies released theatrically in 1986? We'll go for the top 50.
Top 50. All right. Suzanne, what is your guess?
I will say number 12.
Number 12. All right. And Zabe, what's your guess?
Well, my wife picked number 12, so I think I'm going to be a jerk and say number 13.
Okay.
Price is right.
13. Wouldn't Price is Right go up to 11?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I would.
No. I don't think
not if. Yeah, I follow your strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For me.
Oh, I see. Because you cut me off at 12.
I don't think it's top 10. So
right.
Gotcha. I see. B. Greer guesses 20 from chat. I am going to guess.
Bobo says the honorary 42 since he's not here.
Sure, of course. And I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess 32. That's going to be my guess. So, Paul, where did it actually end up?
Well, according to the-numbers.com, it came in at 24.
24.
So I think
okay.
B. Greer, 1983. You win this week.
Yes. Well done, B. Greer. Good job. All right. Well, thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind meld or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Alice is located, our target film.
Alert. Target located. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
The Three Amigos. Steve Martin.
Excuse me. Did you say kill me?
Chevy Chase.
We are honored to have you in our home.
Do you have anything besides Mexican food?
Martin Short. Three Amigos.
Throw down your guns! Not you, Dusty! Sorry!
Rated PG. Starts Friday, December 12th at a theater near you. Check newspapers.
Yes, you must check those newspapers, don't you know? But that TV spot for Three Amigos probably jogged some memories that you don't have to go to a newspaper to recall. So we will. What happens when we merge our memories together, though? Let's find out in our memory mind meld synopsis for Three Amigos. The Jerk, Clark W. Griswold, and Franck are 20s movie actors who are hired by Thermians to fight Elsaris, who is after Joan Wilder, the Joan Wilder. Okay. The actors respond because they believe they will get paid with a capital P to do a show. The Dread Pirate Roberts would agree that My Little Buttercup has the sweetest smile. Comedy, song, and dance, and help from a singing bush, but not so much help from an invisible swordsman, make the actors realize their situation is dire and real. It's pretty much too late, and they want to blame. But they decide to stick around.
Bail.
They want to bail, if
there
I
you
can
go.
read, but they decide to stick around and actually stick up for the town to fight handsomeness. Sewing was just a distraction. A heavily armored village that really saved the day. The Amigos are everywhere, especially in our hearts, as the Three Amigos ride off into the sunset as the movie ends, exactly like the final scene in the final Indiana Jones movie. Wow. Well, I mean, there were several things in that were spot on, but there were some things that were not correct. So I think our memories were decepted.
I know the Indiana Jones bit was correct. That's all I know.
Well, yes, but they were actually in the 16, not 1920s. So
and Franck wasn't there. That would have been funny.
Oh my goodness. So based on those memories, as flawed as they were, what reign did they lead you to predict before you rewatched Three Amigos? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? And when was the first time you remember watching this film? Let's begin with Suzanne. First memory and prediction.
This was kind of hard to say. I feel like I've seen it so many times over the years. I struggled to remember when exactly and what to call it. Ultimately, after a lot of thought, I ended up nostalgic. And I think I was probably about 12 years old. And since this came out in 86, so it must have been maybe 89-ish. So like right around 89, 1990. Was that about accurate for the time when they would have started rotating it into like TV?
I think so. 89 seems right. Yeah.
So probably about 89, I think. I did not see it in the theater.
Or did you possibly rent it? Because I saw it in the late 80s, and I was trying to remember. I remember seeing it at home, and I don't think they would have shown it on TV, but maybe they would have. So I was thinking I might have rented. I'm sorry to skip ahead if it's not my turn, but I had a similar experience.
It was on cable a lot. I watched it on cable many times.
Okay. So you guys don't have to go into that again, but let's go to Zabe next. What was your prediction for Three Amigos?
Well, we're talking predictions. Are we allowed to make predictions on other people on this episode? Because I got a strong prediction on how Francisco found this movie.
Everyone has these strong predictions about Francisco. I don't know why.
I've got a very strong prediction. No, I got a very specific. I know what his tragic maker is going to be.
Oh,
so
interesting.
We'll put a pin in that.
There is no way you know what my tragic maker is going to be.
Okay, well, I know that I have a good guess.
All right, that's fair.
Okay,
that is fair. So I start with yours, and then you could go to other people.
Okay, fine. I saw this movie on December 21st, 1986, with my two older brothers.
Nice.
And, so this movie is very special to me personally because this was one of the only movies that the three of us, my two brothers and me, could all watch together and enjoy equally. So like I was a little more sci-fi. My oldest brothers, a little more into stupid, terrible movies. And my other brother has the weirdest criteria by what makes a good movie. And like you can't predict it. Like we'll see some movies. Oh, the whatever the drink that the guy was drinking was too blue or something. Like the most obscure thing.
Blue,
right? Yeah, the milk.
That dolly shot was too shaky. Gosh.
Yeah, exactly. So, but this movie we all kind of Voltron together to enjoy equally, and we watched it many times together. So this movie is my brother and I's. If you may go so far as say our three Amigos movie.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So what's your prediction?
My prediction is classic. Of course, I didn't think I needed to even say it. Well, everyone should see this movie.
All right. But that may have changed after you watched it this time. So who knows? And you
with
want
an intro
predict,
like that is pretty much guaranteed.
You want to guess what I'm going to rate this? Oh, sure.
Or your tragic maker.
The tragic maker. I'm not saying what you're going to rate it. I just think I have a good guess on what your tragic maker is.
Oh, okay. So we'll do that when we get into the tragic makers. Yeah. But Paul, what was your prediction?
My earliest memory was watching it with my cousins in the mid to late 80s at my grandpa's house, who did not have cable. So I'm thinking we rented it because VHS rentals were a thing back then.
Yeah.
But we loved it. And I've enjoyed it several times since then. And so I predicted classic.
Classic. Awesome. For me, I don't really remember the first time I watched it. It was probably on TV. Like it may have been a free HBO on cable thing, or maybe we did rent it. I really don't remember, but I remember seeing it fairly young, like 7, 8, something like that. And I remember enjoying it a lot and looking forward to watching it again. So I predicted classic. So that's, let's see, a prediction of nostalgic and 3 classics. So it'll be very interesting to see whether it goes down in our estimation, goes up for Suzanne, or maybe further down. But before we get into our predictions, of course, we had to go into things we liked about Three Amigos. So Alice, spin that up for us.
Best bits.
All right. And we're going to begin with Suzanne. What is one thing you liked about Three Amigos?
Okay. So I will start with one thing that I absolutely loved. Although
loved.
Not my most loved.
Correct.
Just one thing that I really loved. I really loved the songs. I really loved My Little Buttercup and the other campfire song. What's the name of the campfire song?
A Blue Shadow,
Blue
I think.
Or something.
Shadows.
Blue Shadow. Like I knew it was like something with the moon. Okay, yeah, something blue. Yeah, I love that they didn't choose to, especially for that particular song, to like pipe in music to it and just have the guys kind of sitting and talking, but that they actually sang in that part. And then, of course, comedy gold, My Little Buttercup, right? And I love that. Yeah. And the choreography that went along with it is, again, more comedy gold.
Yes.
Like with the shaking, where they're like shaking their gun belts and they turn around. Oh my gosh. Classic. So
I love the little foot tap that they
really
both do in the middle of it. That's really cool. Yeah.
So when they have music, when they have songs, if you don't mind me saying, add on to this, when they have music in movies, oftentimes it feels very shoehorned.
Yeah.
To your part. What makes the My Little Buttercup part work so well is because of the setup and the absolute fear of all the patrons in the bar, in the cantina.
Yeah.
They're just like so scared out of their minds what's going to happen next. It makes the song even better.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Super classic. So, I mean, all the music is great. So even the, the score and everything, I feel like is pretty fantastic. But in particular, the ones that the actors actually sang. And Martin Short has the voice of an angel. He really does. Like,
No, yeah,
that's
I
the
agree.
part where he like sort of knocks it out of the park. Where I mean, we all know, at least at this point, I feel like we all know what Steve Martin sounds like because he's quite a prolific musician at this point. And I've seen him live in concert a couple of times doing his banjo thing. Yeah. But so again, like you introduced me as somebody who has met many famous people. So Martin Short is someone who I've met and a couple of times and interacted with many times. Yeah. And so I never once asked him about Three Amigos. I never once brought it up. And I think that in watching it this time, it struck me as like, oh my gosh, he has such a beautiful voice, and I never mentioned that. I could have like slipped that into a conversation at some point, and I never did.
It's amazing. They have stuck together through many different projects, and they've been on stage together and TV shows, and not once have I ever seen them re-sing "My Little Buttercup." That would be amazing. That would be.
I'm sure they get requests for it all the time, especially now that they have a show that they do together. So that would be really
well. That would be my number one.
Bring down the house.
Yeah. I mean, forget the what is it? Playing with the Big Boys now from.
That's the one I was going to say.
Yeah,
fine. You don't want that. I'll
I'd rather hear My Little Buttercup.
Oh my gosh. Zabe, let's go to you next. Was the music something you really enjoyed, or was there something else that made your like list?
Normally in comedies, I don't really care for the songs. I feel like it takes away from the. There's less time for jokes now. There's less time for gags and the yucks, and oftentimes the songs are fine, but they're not really that funny. But Three Amigos is an outlier for me on that. So I love the music, of course.
Yeah.
One of the things I really liked about this movie, and I had a hard time narrowing it down to three because I feel like I have a plethora of things that I love about this movie.
Of course you do.
But one of the things that really stood out to me watching it this time around is there's not a lot of fat in this movie. There's not a lot of scenes that linger on too long or are kind of pointless or don't really make sense within the context of the movie. That being said, how ridiculous the concepts and how ridiculous everything is in this movie. But the movie jumps, the pacing as well. So it jumps from joke to joke to joke. And they all land pretty well, I think. Even though jokes that aren't that funny are still pretty funny, because of the deliveries of these comic geniuses.
They still have humor. Yeah.
In fact, I think like one of the most iconic scenes in the whole movie, the singing bush and the invisible swordsman is pretty much a useless scene. It's like one of the only useless scenes because nothing gets accomplished in that whole bit. Like they did the whole gag with the singing bush and the invisible swordsman, which is hilarious and fantastic. But that scene doesn't go anywhere. All they have to do is kind of look, because what they're after is the directions
to El Guapos.
El Guapos. Then once their plane goes wrong, all they have to do is kind of look up and follow the plane, and it's solved. But
it's kind of like the same plot device of them getting fired at the beginning, and then the message is delivered right there. Oh, here's the next point.
If I know Hollywood, something's bound to turn up.
Yes.
Telegram for the Three Amigos.
Exactly.
It's great.
But yeah, the pace keeps it moving. Yeah. And they use the humor to do that. Yeah.
So was the humor something that you liked throughout the film, Paul, or was it something else that you made your
and going back to the music, just since we're talking about that, I agree. Both Elmer Bernstein and Mr. Toy Story himself, Randy Newman, did a great job with the songs. We talked about the songs by Randy Newman, but I think the score I thought was really good. It didn't distract, and it was very appropriate for the timepiece, and it helped move the movie through its punctual pace. So I thought both were great. And sadly, it's often missed, especially in comedies. So
yeah, absolutely.
Seriously, like name a score that's memorable from any comedy. Anyone. Like
Ghostbusters. No way. Well, that's
Blazing Saddles. Like that's like I could tell you that score.
Spaceballs.
Like, okay.
That's a song, not a score, though.
Still, that's a great point. I never even thought about that, Paul. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Let's see. We are the men. We are the men in tights.
Those are songs, not scores.
Whatever, Paul.
It's not a Mel Brooks movie, too.
Right. Oh, that's true.
Francisco doesn't know any comedies that aren't Mel Brooks.
How dare you, PaulJPowers.com. Anyway, let's go to something I liked. And I really enjoyed El Guapo as the villain. I thought he was so interesting. He had a lot of dimension to him. And I felt like he was he just felt so real to me. It wasn't just like twisting mustache and all evil. He like had he liked his men, but not so much that he cared too much about killing one accidentally. He was able to have this like rapport with his main lieutenant Jefe, and I just really enjoyed him as the main villain. So yeah,
it's too bad he dies at the end, because I'd like to see him in other things. Well, I would like to see anyway. We'll get there later.
Well, he goes on
he just
to
passed out.
Yeah,
Out.
That
exactly. And he goes on to escort
four Amigos when El Guapo joins the other Amigos.
Oh.
Sorry, didn't mean to jump.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say he goes on to escort Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner in Romancing the Stone. So
yeah,
yes, he does.
Same guy.
Exactly.
It's funny because Zabe and I had that same discussion where I made a note. It didn't make my lists at all, but I made a note of the sweetness of the relationship between El Guapo and Jefe. Like, it was kind of sweet.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
I know I'm not a man of your intellect and something, but is it possible?
Just starts having a therapy session.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
So so the movie, if you don't mind me saying so, because this is an important part of movie making in general and storytelling in general. And this is where, I mean, you don't see this in comedies, that the antagonist is as engaging as the protagonist.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So any movie that the antagonist isn't interesting, I mean, I don't know, nothing that comes off the top of my head, but it's probably going to be a bad movie, right?
It has a lot more work to do to be good. Yeah.
Right. It's a glaring omission. So how well they get El Guapo is just, it makes the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Suzanne, what's something that makes the movie for you? Something else you liked?
So something else that I really liked that I noticed again this time around. So watching it with a little bit more of really trying to look at it with what I liked and didn't like critical eyes. This time I realized in years past, when I was a kid, I think that my favorite character was always Lucky. Because Lucky seemed like the smart one among the idiots.
I like the one who's not so smart.
right, exactly. Which one is that? And but this time around, I realized something. Without Ned, they would be so cooked. They're like destroyed without Ned. Ned is the one the whole time. And he's the one that's like, he's not even truly dumb. He's just naive.
Yes.
Like,
I feel like they're all naive to an extent, but yeah.
Yeah. And I thought well, there's a little bit of, not so quick on the uptake, not the sharpest knife in the drawer on the other two, but
yes,
that's not Ned. He's just a little
Ned's
sweet.
the one that told him
young.
He's not famous, he's infamous.
Right. Okay. That's true. Thank you for that rebuttal.
But
yeah. So I really liked and looked at Ned with new eyes.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I think I defaulted to Lucky before. Maybe because he feels a little bit like the leader.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say he is sort of the leader.
So
it's hard to ignore Steve Martin, Suzanne.
It is. It is.
Whenever he's on stage, no matter who he's next to, Steve Martin always finds a way to shine.
Exactly.
That's true. But I think that this time I really appreciated and really liked what they did with the character and the support of Ned, and how they created space for him to have these really funny comedy moments, but also infused it with driving the story. Like he really, had some like key moments. Like whenever I think of the movie, I always think of like, so grandmother, so like the wind, right? Like quotes like that,
And I love the grandmother's character features on her face. She had a great face.
Yes.
I mean,
very stoic.
I don't know if anyone else has Mexican heritage. I am Mexican, so I have, Mexican grandmother, and the stern look is dead on.
Yeah.
So I've seen that look many a time. And
So
that's just a resting face.
One of my grandmas was Mexican, but she always had a smile. Every time I saw her, she was always smiling.
Well, that's because you were around.
Oh.
That's very sweet, Paul. I don't know if that's necessarily it, but thank you. All right. So, Zabe, what's something that was sweet for you about this film?
So what I love are that there's moments in the movie. So there's the overarching story, right? They got bits with the villains, but with the villagers, and then you got the three amigos in their own little spheres. But even within those, there's little scenes, and it's not a wonder that this movie has so many Saturday Night Live alums.
Yeah.
And who was it that made the movie? Lorne Michaels, right?
Yeah, he produced it.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
So you can really feel that sketch vibe.
Oh yeah,
that this movie gets a lot of kind of sketch moments, right?
A lot more than Monty Python and the Holy Grail, or I should say a lot less than. But yeah,
well, I think Monty Python's very much sketch movie as well.
Yeah.
The Holy Grail. Anyway, all of their stuff is sketch movies, right?
Right.
Themed sketch movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back on topic.
But we're not here to talk about a superior movie in the Python.
So Zabe had to go early today.
So what's so great about the movie is these different sketches. And my favorite sketch, all of them, only contains 2 words in the whole bit, but makes me die laughing every single time. They're traveling their horses. You see the mirage of the sun coming off the sand. Steve Martin opens his canteen, takes a couple of drops of water, dying of thirst.
Yeah.
Martin Short opens his, gets a big mouthful of sand and dirt.
Yeah.
And then they look at freaking Chevy Chase, just like gluttony with the water, wasteful. And it just turns to him and
throws it to the side and empties out on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the looks on the faces of Steve Martin and Martin Short are just like great looks. And then he just turns them into lip balm. just so great.
Yeah. Completely oblivious to what they really want. Yeah. It was very good. Oh my goodness. Paul, was there a moment like that for you that really like stole the show? Something that was your like, or something?
For me, unlike Zabe, it's hard for me to pick. There's so many good ones. But for me, I will say the general story, the plot line, I think is really good. And this, most movie buffs know this is a remake. This plot has been used in Magnificent Seven, and which is a remake of, I
don't think I realized that. Okay.
Yeah, where a local village is being terrorized, so they hire guns to take care of the bad guys, which is a remake of Seven Samurai.
Yeah, but weren't they actual like cowboys and stuff, as opposed to people pretending to be cowboys that they hired?
Well, yeah, this adds in mistaken identity and gives it a comedy flavor. Okay. Comedy, but the overall plot is generally the same.
I see.
It's like every story of Zorro is this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
So I like this story. I think it's actually had this I wouldn't say it's an argument with my father the other day, because he doesn't like Three Amigos because it's based on this like he likes
that story structure.
He likes Magnificent Seven better, and he thinks Seven Samurai is a classic, but any cinema snob will tell you that Seven Samurai is slow and boring because there's no getting around it. It just is. But it is a classic for its time. Mm-hmm. But the way Three Amigos, I think, packages it's kind of like candy, and it's just kind of fun. And yeah, some people are like, there's no substance there, but I like it. It's kind of like when we look at the cartoons that kids these days watch and enjoying, and they're neglecting all the good stuff that we were raised on. It's like, that's their candy, though. And this is my candy for that story.
All right. That's a fair, I appreciate that, that analogy, Paul. Yeah, exactly. For me, kind of similar to what you're saying, Paul, about the story and enjoying that overall structure. I really like that moment that happens because of the mistaken identities, where the Amigos realize that it's all real. Lucky gets shot, and he's like, let me see that. And I just love the straight face of the villains as he's like, what is this? Real bullets. I'm keeping this.
You're in a lot of trouble, Minister.
Exactly. And then it dawns on him as he's looking at them that it's real. And that they actually
they start crying.
They start crying. They confess right there. They just want to go. And El Guapo only kills men, not crying women. That whole scene is great. And I think it gives more gravity to that they come back and they want to be those heroes for real. Because they have that fallen moment. So I just really appreciated that moment in the film, which I don't know if you get that in Magnificent Seven or Seven Samurai. I imagine you don't. But
there's one way to find out.
By watching them. Okay, good point, Paul. All right. So now, though, it's time to get to our classic makers, the things we loved most about.
I was about to say, D. Tungsten brings up the point. I think this was in our memory mind mill that Galaxy Quest has the same plot.
Exactly.
But they hire actors who were mistaken identities. So yes, they built on the plot.
Yeah, exactly. So from Seven Samurai to Galaxy Quest, the retro rewind story. What? No. I will go first with our classic makers just because you guys talked about at length at the start. But it was really the thing that I loved the most with the exception of one song, I enjoyed all the music in this, whether it was the score or the actual singing parts of it. I thought they just had a lot of just fun. It might have been a bit candy-ish, like you were saying, Paul, but I just really enjoyed.
So which song of the singing songbush didn't you like?
No, that wasn't actually it. We'll get to it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, my classic maker was the music. Cool. Let's go. We'll just go in reverse order here. So, Paul, what was your classic maker?
Mine is the humor.
Okay.
And we've already gave many examples. Just to throw a couple more out, just because I think there's so much in there. When the three amigos who are completely white walk into the canteen and says, "Hi, we're not Mexican.
We're from out of town."
Right.
Really?
Or even like when Dusty, it's hard to notice when they're at the singing bush and they all dismount from their horses. Dusty lifts his leg off of his horse, swings it around, and winds up on another horse.
Yes.
Just so there's some slapstick in there mixed along with the verbal stuff. I think it's a good mix there of humor.
One thing
it gives the shrug of confusion, like what?
Yeah. How am I on this horse? One comedic bit, a play on words, I guess, that I didn't get. I never got this until this viewing.
You see, if you shoot them full of lead. If it gets a lot of lead,
plane? Why would a mail plane have balls?
I got those parts, guys.
Oh, okay.
It was when that girl's asking Dusty if he ever kissed a girl, and he's like, yes, many times. And he says, would you like to kiss me on the veranda? And whatever
under the veranda.
Under the veranda. He says, lips will be fine. And I was like, I know what. Why are you saying lips for this place that I imagine some sort of gazebo type thing? And then I realized, what he thought she said. Oh, that's why that's funny. So I only got that just now this viewing. So that was cool.
Wow.
Welcome, Francisco. Welcome to the rest of us.
Thanks, Dave.
Don't worry. Puberty is almost over.
Oh my gosh.
You're almost there, dude.
Well, thank you. Let's go to Zabe next. What was your classic maker for Three Amigos?
So I feel like we've already kind of touched on it, like most of the classic makers kind of go.
Yeah.
But the performances, just in general, all the performances, it's not just the leads. It's not even just the villains. even like, I mean, except for Rodrigo, who wasn't so great, everyone else is great in this.
I think
in this
that younger boy is better than Rodrigo. It's like,
come on.
He says something like, "Can I have your watch when you are dead?" That's such a great delivery.
That's Pablo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodrigo is. I see what you're saying. Never mind. My bad.
Pablo, the little kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue, Zay.
Rodrigo is the one who says,
"We don't have
100,000 pesos. We do not have 100,000 pesos."
Right. I thought he was great. He was looking out for what's her name, Carmen, during the.
I don't like kids in
all
movies.
the way across the desert. Like, Carmen was on a donkey, Amigos were on a horse,
and
that kid's walking the entire time. Both ways.
He stood up for her in the cantina. So justice for Rodrigo.
Anyways, I think just all the performances, even an under appreciated one is the great Fred Asparagus, who played the bartender.
Oh, yeah.
He was great in it. This is the try not to get into too many troubles, okay? He's great.
I like
everyone's great.
They're funny guys.
But to Suzanne's point regarding Martin Short, when it comes to the hierarchy growing up of which Amigos is my amigo, Steve Martin always be number one. And Chevy Chase, I love more. And Martin Short, for some reason, was like a distant third for me. I think because I grew up listening to Steve Martin's comedy albums and watching Saturday Night Live with Chevy Chase when I was a little boy. And that's what happened. And so, but Martin Short, I tell you, he is as great, if not greater, than these guys. I came to more appreciate Martin Short than ever before. Suzanne, you nailed it.
Yeah.
He carries this movie in so many ways that I was totally unappreciative of it for decades. He's fantastic.
He has so much heart, and he's the one
where he's like, that moment, right?
Dorothy Gish.
Story.
Oh yeah.
Gish,
oh yeah.
As a kid, don't understand.
Yeah,
he's like, that moment is awesome.
Like, this guy's so full of himself, and he's an idiot. Well, they're all idiots, but in a way, like, anyway.
He's just naive and sheltered. Like, he's
they
just
all
sheltered
are.
in his little acting world. He's a child actor. He grew up, didn't know anything. And to see him kind of bloom and turns into, he turns into the real Three Amigos. Without him, Suzanne, you're right.
He draws the line in the sand.
Yeah, he's the one that draws the line in the sand.
Literally.
Yeah.
Draws the line
Meisterman.
in the sand.
Exactly.
He flies the plane and flies them very poorly away. I mean,
but lands superbly.
Yeah, he does. That was a
He
beautiful
comes up with
landing, right?
the big plan, too.
He does.
Listen,
Right? At the end. He says,
so
what does this town do really well?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
He is the R2D2 of this movie.
Oh my goodness.
They'd be screwed without him.
Okay.
Well, that leaves you, Suzanne. What is your classic maker? What would this movie be screwed without, in your opinion?
It's funny. I have nothing to add. Apparently, that's the way this goes all the time. Yes. And here I am saying the same thing that everyone has already said. The humor is fantastic. I agree with many different points that it does feel a little bit like skits and comedy. It has that very, very, very loose feel of random bits, like random little pieces of comedy.
Sketches.
That I absolutely love, but that meld together seamlessly. The humor and the dialogue, even though it's off the wall, it's super bizarre at times, it seems out of left field, it catches you by surprise and makes you laugh. And that is my favorite kind of comedy, when you didn't expect that. And
yes,
you laugh because you totally got blindsided with this piece that makes you laugh out loud. So I love that they do that. For years of my life, I was a dancer for 20 years of my life, and the way that my dancer friends and I would get each other's attention if we were ever in crowded spaces is that somebody would go, Nene, or
That's awesome.
that's the way we would call each other
That's
across the room to say we're leaving, let's gather. So like I have done that for all of my life. So I love the quotables. I love the humor in the quotables that have stuck with me like all of my life. And
don't give any of your dancer friends a gun. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And D. Tungsten singing of quotables. What's tequila? It's like beer. Anyway.
Probably watered down.
Exactly. Well, those are the things we liked most about Three Amigos, but there's probably some things we didn't really care for. So it'd probably be a good idea to get to. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I do. I know I do this almost every time, but I forgot something else I liked, guys, and I want to make sure I share that with you, and that would be Junkyard Juggernauts. The king and queen have disappeared. A warlord is enslaving the land. He might be named El Guapo. And the people's only hope is you and the Junkyard. Junkyard Juggernauts is a fantasy adventure board game of mechs and tactical combat in pixel art that harkens to Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI. This 1 to 4 player game is designed by Francisco Ruiz. Hey, that's me! Woohoo! And you will play as a Mageneer, drafting cards to build the arms and legs of a magic-fueled mech, aka a Juggernaut, before taking on the Warlord. The Kickstarter is live right now. You can get the links and sign up for the newsletter so you don't miss out, all at junkyardjuggernauts.com.
And if you go to pauljpowers.com, guess what else is there?
A bunch of
to Junkyard Juggernauts campaign.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you can follow Paul's Instagram for lots of art of sketches that he did and like how he got to the final art that he made for the game, which is fantastic. So you can follow him there.
Oh, by the way, Francisco, did you say that El Guapo was the warlord?
Well, El Guapo is a warlord in Three Amigos.
Oh, because I was trying to figure out how does this relate to Three Amigos?
I mean, maybe that's just it. That El Guapo did survive. His spirit lives on as the warlord in Junkyard Juggernauts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have anything else interesting?
Yeah, you know what? How about some trivia about Three Amigos? That's also probably interesting to you.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Did you all realize that Steven Spielberg was considered directing this film, but chose to do E.T. the Extraterrestrial from 1982 instead?
What a mistake.
Right? Yeah. Spielberg has said in interviews that his choices for the roles in the film would have been still Steve Martin as Lucky Day. That wouldn't have changed. But he would have cast Bill Murray as Dusty Bottoms, so instead of Chevy Chase, and Robin Williams as Ned Niederlander.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. With that in mind, my question to you three are, of the three main siblings in E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Elliot, Gertie, and Michael, which two would you recast and which actor would you keep in their role? So let's start with Paul for this.
This is so hard because I want to keep what's his name who played Elliot.
And I don't know their actors' names. You can, other than Drew Barrymore, you can just say the character.
Because his audition, I think his audition was actually had a better screen time than anything in the movie, but I think he did a great job. And I think the older brother did a fantastic job. I mean, he did a great Yoda impression. I mean, that's hard to do. But Drew Barrymore was just so cute and so perfect in that role. I think I would have to keep her. And if I had, I don't want to recast any of the other two, but I would recast the boys.
Okay. Do you any idea who you would?
Oh, I have to recast them. Shoot! Without going through auditions. I would.
And you could choose any child actor from now
Elliot,
or back then.
I would pick Rick Schroeder because he was about that age, based on his on the movie The Champ.
Okay.
And then the older brother, Michael J. Fox, wasn't that known then, but I would pick Michael J. Fox. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I like that. All right, Suzanne. Which two would you recast and which would you keep?
Oh.
And if you know actors you would cast in the recast, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay.
I think I would probably recast the older brother as well.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Thomas is the main guy.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Paul.
Okay. And that's hard. That's hard to say who I would recast in that position. But I'm going
to C. Howell or C.T. Thomas Howell.
Thomas Howell.
Switch it with the brother because he was one of his brother's friends.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's a good choice, but I'm in terms of older brothers, I'm going to go with Mr. Thanos himself and Goonies.
That's
and
who I would choose, yeah. Josh Brolin.
Is that what you? Josh Brolin,
yeah.
Because he seems right for that. He seems like he can carry that. I think I would keep Elliot because I feel like he's good. And then little girls are hard, but I'm just going to go off the cuff and say I would choose the girl who played Mickey in Small Wonder.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
I was about to say you could get the girl from Poltergeist to do double duty since she was filming at the same time. But Zabe, what about you?
Yeah, what about you, Zabe?
So, like everyone, I'm keeping Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Mostly because in between scenes, I could bum a pack of smokes off her.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I'm recasting the boys. I'm taking out Elliot. What's his name? Thomas was his name? I can't remember his name. And I'm recasting with Jason Bateman because
Teen Wolf 2.
I love Jason Bateman and I want to see him in every movie.
Okay. Sorry, Henry Thomas. Jason Bateman has surpassed you. You had it, and then you let him surpass you. Now Zabe picks it.
And for the older brother, I'm replacing him with the fantasy pick of Little Nettie Knickers and his quick draw. I don't know. I got nothing.
I like that.
Ned
Awesome.
Ned
I was about to say you could also do Michael J. Fox. Then you have the two Teen Wolves.
Yeah, that'd be right.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Okay,
and then
Edna mode that back in and edit what Paul just said, making me look good.
All right, great trivia, Francisco.
Thank you, Paul.
And now that we've all had some trivial fun, let's find out what you, the Rad Rewinders, had about Three Amigos.
Yes, and I will say before we get there, Baba wanted to recast one of them with Jonathan Brandis. So I imagine the older brother, maybe. But
who's Jonathan Brandis?
I think he's the guy from Sequest DSV, the blonde.
Oh no,
he committed suicide later on, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He died young.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of a good choice. I could see that.
Or what about River Phoenix as the older brother?
He was an unknown then, yeah.
Or maybe he would have been the Elliot actually. But anyway, regardless. Yeah. All right. Dustin Warford starts the fan train of Three Amigos with, "You don't want to die with a sissy gun. You need a man's gun." One of the most quotable movies in history. I watched it on my 40th birthday just to say, "You are turning 40 today," line with El Guapo's henchman. Love this movie. Classic all the way.
Wait, Zabe, what was the line that he said? It wasn't, he was turning 40, but he said it was like 33.
El Guapo, we are going to celebrate. You're turning, looks at him, 33 on his 33rd birthday.
Yeah.
Then they give him, it's a sweater.
A sweater.
It's a sweater.
It's so great.
Yeah. Jeremy Shields says, highly underrated classic comedy. It has been a cult classic that is finally getting the recognition it deserves. It's hard to choose a favorite scene, but this is where we learn that Martin Short could sing.
Indeed. Dave Manley says, on a recent rewatch, I was amazed that the singing bush was voiced by Randy You've Got a Friend in Me Newman.
That's right.
I didn't realize that.
On Sped Up. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Kirkpatrick Pallant says, most memorable thing is them singing the Three Amigos and then the Three Amigos salute.
I'm Lucky Dave. I'm Ned Niederlander. I'm Dusty Bottoms. So together we're the Three
Amigos. Philip Hurd says, silly and funny, red and nostalgic for me.
And then Kirk also says, I accidentally rewatched this after another movie about 2 weeks ago. So funny. Most memorable thing is them singing Three Amigos in the... you commented twice. Okay, there. Because they did the salute many times.
Yes. That's how memorable it was.
Yeah.
And James Felix says, the entire scene with the singing bush, from the magic chants to, great, you killed the invisible swordsman.
Yeah,
So a lot of people like this movie, but maybe there were some things that really just needed to die, like the invisible swordsman. So let's get into the things we disliked about Three Amigos.
Worst woes.
Our worst woes about the film, and all starts because it's very apropos to what we just talked about.
Don't tell me you didn't like the singing bush.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. My mistake. I got confused. Okay, so because I want to dovetail into my classmaker, which was how much I liked all the. Actually, before I get anywhere, well, no, I'll give Zabe a fighting chance. I'll wait till we get to our tragic makers for him to predict what my tragic maker is going to be.
Oh, but what if you?
I'm feeling really shaky about my prediction now.
I was about to say, let him guess now, and it might. Gives you a chance to change it, Francisco. But actually, if you could be saying, well, if you already say it, then he could change it, and then he'll.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm a man.
I'm just joking.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
All right. Yes.
We'll wait.
I'm trying to spread this bit that's too long even longer.
My first dislike.
Like a Saturday Night Live skit. Sorry.
It reminds me of the note of the Three Amigos that goes on for at least 2 minutes.
Amigos. Oh my gosh, Paul, you're supposed to say Amigos with us.
Sorry. So as a kid, I would practice that, and then when I was in my teenage years, I finally got there and was able to do it that long.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, though my classic maker was the music, my first dislike is I just loathe Blue Shadows. I think
it's a nice, sweet song.
It's so not needed. This is one of those scenes they could just say goodnight to each other. You don't, and the bats, the E and the bats, that's funny. Keep that, but you don't need the whole Blue Shadows horses with mouths, poorly animated singing. I will say what's funny is that I didn't realize this, but I actually, my son is still, he's almost too big for me to do horsey with, but he likes to play horsey like me as the horse and him riding on me. And when I do that, I will sing and I didn't realize I was doing Blue Shadows until I watched this.
It's a classic rhythm for that yeah.
Exactly. But I don't like the scene. I don't like
Let
the
me
whole
guess.
song.
You think the song is slow and boring.
A bit. And it's overly silly. I mean, I know there's a lot of silliness in this, but it's just too much. I don't feel like it's necessary. So that's one thing I disliked about Three Amigos. Let's go to Zabe next. What's something you disliked?
Well, Francisco, I predicted that you would have a problem with that. That was going to be, I thought you're the tragic maker.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Yep. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Well, at least you got one of them.
Yeah, exactly. You can make a guess for my next two. Like, okay, for instance, it's my turn again. Zabe, what do you think I'm going to dislike?
Zabe, keep going.
Well, I'm wrong because that's not the tragic maker.
I know, but just for fun. Anyway,
okay. All right.
What's one thing you disliked?
Well, I feel bad stealing PaulJPowers.com's theme, his catchphrase, but I feel like the opening. I had a hard time finding anything bad about this movie. Okay, I really did. We struggled. Suzanne and I both, like, after the movie, like, what don't we like about this movie? Like,
have you listened to Blue Shadow?
I love Blue Shadows.
Yeah,
after watching it last night, I liked it even more. Anyway,
fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought the opening titles were slow and boring.
There you go. That's white text on a colored background.
Their opening song?
No. Opening titles.
The titles.
They go on
credits,
and on and on.
Last forever. Yeah.
So
did you?
I don't remember
asleep?
that.
Did you
I remember
get a snack. Did you?
Hold on. I remember Orion, and they're singing, and then you see them, and then they're doing their intro song.
Right, and then it goes to instrumental, and they do the title cards. They do all the
the
credits. Yes,
and it goes on forever.
On oversaturated background.
Oh, okay. That does seem a little familiar to me now that you say that. Okay. I guess
modern movies have gone away from the opening title cards and the opening credits by and large. So now that I watch older movies, it really stands out, and I notice them. Like,
yes,
okay, got it. Like, okay,
and you'll have to excuse our host here. He often watches things on 2x speed.
I did not watch this on 2x speed. I did not fall asleep.
Realize it.
Oh my gosh. I may have gotten up to get a snack during that part, so that's why I don't remember it. But all right.
I mostly put this in as my dislikes just to make sure I heard the drop from pauljpowers.com for the slow and boring.
Oh,
slow and boring.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of my favorite things about the show. I love it. Makes me happy every time I hear it.
Suzanne, what's something that didn't make you happy about this movie?
So again, like Zay said, this was very difficult for me to pick it apart. And I keep coming around. I kept coming around to the idea why it's so hard for me to pick this apart is because every time I felt like I would have a valid complaint of something that I didn't like, I could argue my way out of it on the other side by saying,
interesting.
It doesn't take itself seriously. How could you take that seriously? You know, like it's so silly. It doesn't mean anything. Like, well, your criticisms don't mean it. So I was like arguing in both sides of my head of like,
I can totally see that. One of the dislikes is that it doesn't take itself so seriously, but the way it handles it is so great.
Yeah. So like it was so hard to pick it apart. So I think that is one of the things that I didn't. That is both my
it's
maker.
A dislike wrapped around a like.
Yeah,
that works.
How silly it is, and how it doesn't ever for a moment take itself seriously. There is no point that you can point to it and be really offended or whatever because it's a laugh. Like you're gonna get mad at a laugh, and it's not even. Like it doesn't,
and it's not that great of a laugh.
So it was very difficult. So the silliness feels a little over the top at times, and I both love it and hate it at the same time. So it made both my list.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have some help coming from the chat. If anyone needs to phone a friend, Ashley apparently has plenty of dislikes that she could lend you. She says, I didn't make it through 30. You made it through like 45 minutes of this, Ashley, actually. But I didn't. She says she didn't make it through 30 minutes of this film.
It felt like 30. That's a good thing. Oops.
I feel like I would struggle to find things I actually liked. Worst woes would be the easier section. Oh, my goodness. Well, and that's
which section? Which section?
The part one we're in now, the dislike section. We call it our worst woes because it's alliterative.
Your worst woes section.
Yeah. Okay, that's totally fair though, Suzanne. That it was overly silly, but that's almost a thing you also was endearing about, is what I think I heard from you.
Yeah. Is that it's hard to take it seriously, and then also it's hard to take it seriously. So
I'm wondering
it goes both ways.
If Ashley in the chat, if she has a plethora of dislikes.
She didn't make it to that part, Paul.
A what? A plethora.
Yes, thank you. Paul, while she's typing out her plethora of dislikes, what's one thing you disliked about this film?
Okay. So I realized in this watch, when Carmen is with Rodrigo, Justice for Rodrigo, they're in a Mexican city looking for help, and they go to the mission where it's playing the movie. But the titles are in English, but they're in Mexico.
Yeah, and they're speaking English and the Mexican
But then I remembered, Hollywood isn't that far from Mexico. Are they really doing subtitles back then or changing the cards just for international distribution? Probably not. So I disregarded it. But I dislike that I even had to think about it. So it's my own fault.
I thought you were going to say the fact that Carmen and Rodrigo go into a Mexican cantina and everyone speaks English.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they did that for my part. I was trying to, because I'm a gringo trying to watch this.
Oh my goodness. All right.
But
go ahead.
I was about to say they had that it was American guy in the cantina with a big mustache speaking like Southern. So I figured it was a
He's
mix,
like a Yosemite Sam type.
yeah, of English.
So you're thinking they're all just trying to impress him?
No, but I think now
Look how well our
you bring up
English
a good
is.
point. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, that's one of the dislikes. It didn't jive.
All right,
the language.
That's fair. For me, my next dislike, and Dave, what do you think my next dislike is?
Oh no.
Let's see here.
That this is the only time that Phil Hartman,
Zabe, Paul, but okay,
and what's his name appeared together.
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
Well, my overall thought was that
wasn't it.
You would have a hard time suspending your disbelief for the fantastical parts of the movie that, like a talking turtle or rhythm section horses,
invisible swordsman.
Yeah, that was my overall general thought for you, Francisco.
So you are very close, but not quite. So my next dislike is the whole, it's the singing bush and invisible swordsman, but not for why you think. I actually liked the singing bush and the invisible swordsman, but this movie either needs to have more of that, more of these fantastical elements, or just cut it. Because it is so out of place from the rest. I'm sorry. It's just like, because like we were
watching
saying before,
a documentary.
Like we said before, all they need is to you could have that desert scene where they're drinking the water and where Dusty drinks all his water and throws it away, and then they're like, oh, we have nothing, to them seeing the plane, and then they just go. You don't need this whole invisible swordsman singing bush scene. It's fun, I enjoy it, but it's so out of place. You need more of those fantastical elements to make that not feel to not have it seem so out of place with the rest of the film.
I don't know, Francisco, if you really watch it, almost every single scene has something crazy that could never actually happen.
Right.
Like Martin Short swinging down on the ropes and then face forward and then landing backwards
and
with his spurs.
Yeah, miraculously.
Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, Francisco, from what I'm hearing from you, it's either Narnia or nothing.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Yes. Okay, let's go to Paul.
Yeah.
What's Amigos or nothing for you?
Okay.
What's a darn amigo for you about this?
It didn't make sense to me when the Amigos were first breaking into El Guapo's fortress to rescue Carmen. That up to this point, the build up, these banditos have been killing people, and they were going to kill the three Amigos beforehand, but as soon as Lucky shows up, El Guapo doesn't kill him. He's like, I'll deal with you later. And it just like, oh, put him away. If they had inserted a line like, you know what? I'm celebrating now, and I'm going to enjoy killing you much later for my birthday present.
Oh, that would have made sense.
That would have been fine. Just a line in there. But the fact that they go and killing, and then when the hero shows up, they don't kill him. It's a trope that's often used in movies that it's so frustrating. That when it happens, it irks me, and this is one of those cases.
It's in the deleted scenes.
Yeah, it was a 2 second. We got to cut 2 seconds. Where here? Okay, good. Now we're safe.
So Ashley gave us a treasure trove of dislikes and treasure makers. We will get to hers here in a second, but I do want to get through Zabe and Suzanne's last two dislikes before we get to our tragic makers. Suzanne, what was something else you disliked? And I know it's hard for you and Zabe to come up with ones, but what was something else you disliked?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to borrow from Ashley for sure. I'm sure that because I can't see her in the chat, so once I hear her,
here. I will go ahead and read hers now in case you both want to borrow from hers. So she says, nonsensical plot points, singing bush, campfire song, singing horses. Unintelligent characters who don't fully grasp reality until they're shot. Tragic Maker. Humor, silliness of the film. Didn't find much of the film funny. Obviously not. She's not their target audience. It just came across as stupid to her.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, she's not wrong. It is stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
And humor is subjective.
Very stupid.
So, yeah.
Yes.
It is totally
Right.
stupid, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know,
go back to when you were
again-
like 9 or 10 and watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suzanne, go ahead. What's your
That's-
like?
So yeah. What I have written down, my point was that one of the things that I think that it's just about the movie in general, but not necessarily about the plot.
Mm-hmm.
I dislike that we didn't get another like fantastic Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase movie ever again. Like,
Yes.
That
they
would have been
never
cool.
appeared
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
again in another way. Like let's see what else you got, guys.
Well,
like
two
can
of
you do
them
comedy other
work
ways, or is it
together.
always going to be?
I will say two of them work together a lot, and
Well,
one
yeah.
is known
Yes.
in Hollywood to be hard to work with. So-
Right. And I totally get it. Like, so they're even working together now. Like, two of them are
Right.
working together now, even still.
Right.
And one of them may not have been agreeable to that because
Mm.
he's got to be the star. And
Mhm.
when you have the other two around, it's a bit hard to be the front man,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Especially
It's supposed
Steve
to-
Martin. I mean, it's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a very general point of something that I'm disappointed about. I would have really liked to have seen another kind of comedy from the three of these
Yeah, absolutely.
these performers again, and we never do. We never got it again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one and done. And for
Recast-
Ashley, that's a good thing.
Recast spies like us and introduce and have the three of them instead of two spies. Have it be three
Those
spies. and there's
okay.
three
That
spies.
that could have some legs, Paul. I get that. Zabe, what is your last dislike before we get to Tragic Makers?
Well, my Tragic Maker I think is legit, but this next one is kind of grasping at straws a little bit, and that is that all the dudes in this movie have such disgusting teeth. It's so hard to look at them.
It's the 80s, man.
Yeah,
Their
no, that's
teeth are
good.
so gross. I can't even look at them
Well,
at the time.
I mean, it's real. I
Hashtag
feel like they would have
historically
that.
accurate.
If only Santa Poco wasn't so good at sewing, it's much more have more dental hygienists. I think then it would have been a much more
It's all
enjoyable.
the chiclets they're eating down there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. All
I
right.
mean, not to bring the facts to the table, Zabe, but the only people who had really bad teeth were actually everyone in El Guapo side. If you look at the Santa Poco people, their teeth for the most part were okay. Like,
Oh yeah.
at least
no,
they
they-
weren't black.
Now that you mentioned that,
But
yeah, I think they
it's
were.
all
pretty good.
it's all
That's
the
how you can
gangs.
tell the
It was
good
only
guys
ever
from the
gangs.
bad
That's how
guys.
you
Yeah.
identify the good guys
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
bad guys.
exactly.
That's
Real
going
quick,
to be part of my next point.
while we're on the bad guys, someone else that had bad teeth, and this may be something I'm just not getting, much like the whole kiss on the Verdania thing. I didn't get until now, but I still don't understand this. There's this point where we're introduced to El Guapo, and he's taking a picture of like all his people in this like scene of like Arabian Nights or something. I don't know what it is, but he's taking a picture.
Oh yeah.
He takes a picture, and the guy holding the flash, the camera goes to him, and he looks so bashful. He has this sweet bashful look on him, but I don't know why he looks that way. Any ideas why he has this expression on his face? Oh, Zabe, go ahead.
I noticed that as well. Every time I watch it,
Yeah.
they go way out of their way to show this guy,
Yes,
and he gives a couple of expressions. My personal thought, I don't know this to be a fact or not, but I think that the camera just caught him, and they just fell in love with that little look that he gives. And they
Yeah.
go,
Oh,
"You gotta
okay.
put this in.
Yeah.
That's just my spider
I'll
sense.
go with
He's
that
got
theory.
interesting features,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
interesting face. Like the
Absolutely,
camera just
yeah.
kind of like loves him for this. They love
Yeah.
him for the type that they were looking for. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you couldn't replicate that. I bet that dude couldn't do that twice.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. That's very fair. Okay. So now though, as much as I liked his face, his expression there, I didn't like a lot of other things about this movie, but I want to hear what you guys didn't like about this movie first, and I'll end with mine. Suzanne, what's your tragic maker?
Okay.
For Three Amigos.
okay, so we're gonna launch this. This is a great segue because it launches into my tragic beard. Now, I preface all of this by saying, I understand that the movie is a comedy and it is meant to be funny and it is not meant to be taken seriously. It does not take itself seriously at any point. And so that feels like it gives it a little bit of a pass, I guess, for my tragic maker. But if I take off that hat for a second and allow myself to be mildly offended, again, being of I am Mexican, and why are there so many dirty Mexicans in this movie? Like, why did you make them all so dirty? Their clothes are dirty, their faces are dirty, their teeth are dirty. Like, can we have no bad guys? Right, okay, so that's what they did. They went for every stereotype of every like Mexican thing. The houses are a stereotype. The cantina, the fact that they speak English but still have an accent, like it's laden with these like mildly offensive stereotypes, but I'm not offended because it's a comedy. Like, they're not exactly laughing at Mexican culture, but man, it is super painful to watch the stereotypes sometimes. And like, oh gosh, it's overwhelming, right? And even the clothes that they wear, there's not one person in Santa Poco who doesn't have a straw hat. Did you realize that?
No.
Every single one of them has this like straw sombrero hat. Like, really, guys? Is this what we think Mexicans look like? They wear huaraches and they wear straw hats? Like,
I am so white. The first time that I saw a mariachi band, I got all excited. I was like, look, they're dressed like the Three Amigos.
That's something actually Ashley commented on that she I'm surprised she didn't add into her likes, but she mentioned how I don't like how they looked like just a mariachi band. And I wasn't offended by anything in this film, except I feel like I would have preferred their costumes to look less like mariachi band costumes. I don't know what it was. I don't know what you would how they would costume them.
Traditional, it's like the traditional costume of Spanish, think of it like a fancy cowboy,
wealthy guy.
Yeah, it's like a fancy cowboy. So cowboys, the outfit is called a charro.
Okay.
And they wear
those
that. I'm very familiar.
Oh my gosh, Paul.
Oh my god.
No, they're good. You don't like them?
No. So I'm very familiar with them because part of my dancing was traditional dances of Mexico, Flamenco, and in many states, specifically in the state of Jalisco, that's their like traditional wear. So you will see these highly decorated jackets. Like there's a lot of embroidery on the jackets and on the sleeves, and then down the sides of the pants, they ride horses and they have these like metal. I don't know, they're kind of like chains and like buttons and chains that go all the way down the leg. And, you know, big fancy, it's like a celebratory wear or whatever.
Gotcha.
I don't know, another way to describe it.
Like formal wear almost.
Yeah, that's the traditional wear. So that's like, to me, I look at that and I'm like, oh, well, they're meant to be fancy. So they're looking fancy as like what you would recognize as what mariachis wear. So that wasn't as offensive as much. Like, I'm not offended, but if I were to be offended, then I just think like the way that stuff looked, they just made it look so campy and stereotypical.
Okay. All right. Very fair.
I'm thinking that they probably dressed them that way because they got Hollywood. Because they got like racist Hollywood in the 1920 or teens or whatever, thinking, oh, that's what all Mexican people look like. Right. There's these like a mariachi guys that they'd get at like El Torito or something that they see those guys. But in reality, it's the real costume designers that have a kind of a racist tinge to it by putting them all in straw hats. And every time you touch one of the bad guys, a big plume of dirt flies off from like their pig pen from the Peanuts.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in their defense, I don't think there's really showers or bathing places in that little like hideout that they have. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like that the dirtiness
They
part.
can go wherever they want. You need a shower, go to stand.
Yeah, but if you're, I mean, I've not read or seen Lord of the Flies, but I know these boys aren't really bathing themselves. They're just doing wherever they want because, or better yet, the Lost Boys from Peter Pan. They're not taking care of themselves.
No, but
They're
they
just
live
doing
on an
whatever they want.
island surrounded by water. That's less of an excuse.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yes, but anyway, regardless, that's a very valid tragic maker, Suzanne. So thank you.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm sorry if I offended any Charo fans out there. That's my other comment.
I thought it was funny. But Zabe, let's go to you next. What is your tragic maker for Three Amigos?
So I'm gonna take a turn on this, and if you want to edit this out of the podcast, that's fine.
Because we haven't offended enough people yet.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we're all having a yuck here, and I'm gonna probably wreck everything like I usually do.
You're fine, okay.
So that being said, here's my biggest complaint.
Okay,
all right. Mm-hmm. This movie gets a little rapey. It gets a little. Thank you, Paul. Yeah. There's like it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary to weave in some sort of underline of sexual assault, even in jest. There's even a throwaway line about raping horses.
Riding off on the women.
Riding off on the women. Like, I mean, I get it. It's a joke, and like to Suzanne's point, you can't get too offended because everything is silly. But the problem here is it's just a reminder that there's parts of Gen X that have aged very poorly. And
like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I completely agree. Completely agree with you. Yes. I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm glad. Hey, everyone, you heard it here first. Zabe and me.
On with it.
Yes, get over there.
Okay, Paul is still in the past, but me and Zabe, we're simpatico about
I'm trying to be serious here, Francisco.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Difficult for me to be serious.
I'm sorry.
And here we are. So a lot of movies in the 80s, Gen X movies, their flippant use of sexual assault as
a punchline,
or not even a punchline, just like somehow accepted. Somehow it's even in small ways. It's kind of buzzing low in the background of storylines and stuff. That's really not necessary. It almost feels like it's almost like apologizes or normalizes, like that's what
like it might have actually been true back then,
right? Yeah, well, I mean, it was true, right? But it gives some sort of weight to it that is unnecessary in a way. It doesn't bring attention as if like, oh, this is a bad thing. I get that all the bad guys are doing the bad things, right?
Okay,
but it's still
it doesn't necessarily
that
feel bad in the context of the movie, and it should, I think it was what you're getting at.
It puts it in the subconscious of the viewer, right? And I think for people who are victims of sexual assault, that's not funny.
Yeah,
right. That's not enjoyable to go there in your mind in any stretch, especially in a comedy, right? Like, so it's unnecessary, and
I get rape jokes ruin my comedy.
Yeah, I'm going to go on record to say like, hey, sexual assault is not a good thing, right? I might be an
Retro
outlier
Rewind
here,
podcast does not condone sexual assault. We are not fans.
So I bristle at that. Right?
Yeah.
Why are they talking about this kind of stuff? So, like, we watched Rocky recently, and it's got huge rapey vibes in that movie. Like Sylvester Stallone totally. I know this is a podcast about Rocky, but Rocky like totally corners Adrian and like won't let her get out the door. She keeps saying,
"I gotta go."
Yeah, I need to leave. I gotta go. Like,
Rocky doesn't understand that no means no. He needs it beaten out of him.
Right. So, but that's my point, Paul.
Yeah.
Is it? Here's the good guy.
Yeah.
And the good guy is saying like, oh, she doesn't really mean no, right? Because Adrian stays, right? And it's this like macho thing of like, girls don't know what they really want kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's it's gross and it's bad, and that's my tragic maker that this had any part in this movie.
Okay. Very valid, Zabe. Thank you. And I'm not going to edit that out. I appreciate you giving your honest opinion. So thank you so much.
You're kicked
Paul.
off the show.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm joking.
That's why you're in the poop deck.
Paul, was there anything about any sort of vibes or things that didn't age well for you that made your tragic maker, or was it something completely different?
I think it was completely different.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going along the whole line of things not making sense. So my tragic maker is
Tragic maker.
yeah. Thank you, Paul. Mine is it was gonna be like how they let the Amigos escape from El Guapo's. Like, here's a guy 100 yards away pointing one gun at a random crowd.
Yeah.
But honestly, even rewatching it with the Blu-ray edition, because last time I saw it on DVD, so I got to see details. The end scene when the Amigos are firing on El Guapo's men in the village, a lot of them are of the main actors.
Yeah, I noticed that
how
too.
they got to different places, and then when they came out as, first of all, that village housed like 100 people. There's no way that many villagers that came out. They don't all live in that tiny village.
Yeah.
And then the costumes that they were wearing didn't match a lot of what was used when the Amigos were coming out shooting at El Guapo. So the continuity there, like, oh yeah, it's a good trick because, again, trick photography that was mentioned earlier was actually used on us while watching it, and I didn't like that.
Okay, that's fair.
If
I thought they were making.
If you read the novelization of the movie, it makes more sense.
Yes. So yeah, the tragic maker is that it didn't fulfill what I saw in my head when I read the novelization. Yes.
Same.
Did you guys actually read the novelization of
No.
this? Oh my gosh, you had me.
But I'll tell you what, if it's read by Jefe in that stereotypical accent, I would listen to it in a heartbeat.
The Amigos came down to El Santa Poco. No, okay. All right, guys. Well, very fair tragic makers, but I think you missed one. And Zabe, what do you think my tragic maker is?
I've got nothing funny to say, so I'm going to say pass.
Okay, all right. And you guys actually mentioned it earlier. My tragic maker is I never understand. It doesn't make any sense. I don't care how silly you claim this movie to be. Why does Ned somehow stay stuck up in the decorations when he swings out? His
feet are stuck in the what is that thing that comes down the
Piñata.
Piñata.
How? Well, his feet have glue on them? There's no way
he's going to
spurs
on. He's got spurs that jingle, jingle.
Wait, that would tear through those piñatas like
Francisco,
nothing.
You've never had your foot stuck in something. You're like, how does this not come off?
But his foot isn't stuck in it. It's like sticks to it. It's like, it's very weird. He's like,
have you ever got a piñata for your kid? You know how hard those things are to break? They're made of concrete.
That's what I'm saying. His foot doesn't go into it. It sticks to it. Why would it stick to it? It doesn't make any sense.
Because of the spurs that's stuck into it.
Right, they're sharp.
They're not going to be that. The weight of a human, unless he's 50 pounds, is going to make him fall. That's not going to hold
You
him.
see Martin Short? He's not called Martin Tall. Okay.
Brutal.
That's a fair point. But that's my tragic maker. It defies the laws of physics in my mind.
When he lands head first.
And that's clearly a body double, like a dummy, too.
It's so worth it.
Oh my gosh. So that's
is
my
it
tragic
believable?
maker.
No, but it's hilarious.
That whole part is all just so you can say the line. What's next? Amigos dropping from the sky?
Yeah.
That whole part is just constructed just for that joke.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that joke, but it's just I wish it made more sense how he is caught up in it. That's my only thing.
Done.
Maybe you have like a net or something up there, or maybe maybe you have a giant spider that did a big giant spider web. Then you get more fantastical elements, which goes back to what I said before. And then you because the spider is in league with El Guapo, I'm here. I'm there for it.
Oh, congratulations. You got your wish because that spider is also invisible. He lives in the invisible world with the swordsman.
Oh, well, okay. I just wish they played lip service to that.
There we go. Well, it's in the novelization read by Jefe.
All right, guys, we've all given our tragic makers. We've all entered our firing trajectories into the firing computer. Alice, do you have a firing solution for us?
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo armed and ready to fire on your mark.
All right. Do we rate Three Amigos a classic? We'd recommend anyone go see this movie, whether or not they've seen it before. A nostalgic. It's worth seeing again if you remember enjoying it. Maybe we watched it as a kid. Yeah, definitely revisit it. You'll have fun. But if you've never seen it before, pass this one by. It won't be fun for you. Or do we rate it a tragic? It's not worth anyone's time today, whether or not you've seen it before. If you have seen it before, or if you've never seen it before, keep it that way. And if you have seen it before, don't sully any good memories you have of it with a rewatch. So we'll start with our guests as we like to. Suzanne, you had predicted nostalgic. Where did Three Amigos end up for you?
Yes, nostalgic. I firmly believe that the sense of humor of the younger generations, especially has changed.
It's gotten worse. Yeah, I agree.
And comedies kind of don't exist anymore, at least not in this way.
Mm-hmm.
Jason and I had this, Zabe and I had this conversation where we talked about the fact that you can't make these kinds of movies anymore, and they don't. And as a result, the sense of humor has really kind of drastically shifted. So unless you saw this when you were younger, and even maybe then, you might have missed out on the charm of it, because our sense of humor is really kind of driven by these things that we saw that were, old hat for us, like normal, the silliness
culturally
of this
acceptable back then.
Yeah. It didn't feel silly when I was a kid. I loved it, and
exactly.
I just think that we watched it with our daughter. We fast forward some of the parts that are, a little more questionable, but she's right at the age where these things are still funny. But if I tried to show it to her in, 5 or 6 years time from now, I don't think it's going to resonate nearly as well. And there's going to be this moment where she would probably look at me and be like, why do you like this, Mom and Dad? Like,
sure.
Make any sense. I'm like, okay. And they just sort of go with it, but not really
it's
love
not
it.
their
So
thing.
I feel like this is something where if you experienced it when you were younger, if you appreciated this kind of humor when you were younger, it's probably something that you would really still love and still resonates with you. And still, like I said, the quotables, right? Oh, so great. But if not, I think that maybe it's something that you may not be for you anymore. Okay. So I say nostalgia.
Very valid. All right, nostalgic for Suzanne. Zabe, and thank you, Suzanne. Zabe, what was you had predicted classic? Where did it end up for you?
Just to piggyback on what Suzanne said, the number one comedy that we looked up online, because we said they don't make movies, they don't make comedies anymore. We're like, what is the number one comedy last year? And what came up on our Google machine was Deadpool and Wolverine. So
as a comedy?
Okay. That was the number one comedy according to the interwebs. And that's not a straight up comedy. That's a superhero.
Yeah, it's a superhero movie. Yeah.
That happens to lean heavily on the funny. But still, it's not a comedy. So Suzanne, you're absolutely right. Yeah. But you're absolutely wrong that it's nostalgic because it is totally a stone cold classic. Movie, stone cold classic. I recommend it for anybody that likes to laugh, that has a good sense of humor, that's not married to Francisco. That's my recommendation. So, and Suzanne, you buried yourself, because how my evidence to it being this classic is because we did show this to our 13-year-old daughter, and she did enjoy it. She's seen it twice.
Oh, wow.
She sat around to watch it. She put her iPad down long enough to watch this movie with us.
It's true, I was there, but also there's an asterisk on that. She is our daughter. This is what we do. So we have raised her to have an appreciation of 80s comedy.
Very good.
And So it was seamless. We fit her right into this, and she took it well. So,
but she is a younger generation, and she did enjoy it. We need to show this to more of our younger nephews and nieces to get a bigger sample size. But I think this is a classic movie. Give it the Pepsi challenge yourself, listeners. give it a watch.
Yeah,
and show it to other people in your demo, and let's see what they have to say. But I think it's a classic. Go watch this movie.
Yeah. And I will say, Ashley does say in chat, I have a sense of humor, and I can corroborate that she definitely does. This just didn't do it for me. Yeah, I am curious, Ashley, what is an example of an 80s comedy that you do?
Well, it doesn't have to be 80s. Just like what kind of comedies do you like?
Well, no, but I'm curious, a similar comedy
like,
in this.
Is Schindler's List a comedy to you? Like
contemporary with?
I think it's valid to say 80s comedy. I think it's totally valid.
Yeah. I'm just curious to get sort of like a room check, or not room check, but just
or
a
maybe
temperature check.
A good question would be, what is your favorite comedy? Like, not necessarily restricted to
Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay.
But thank you, Zabe. Classic. So before we get to me and Paul's reigns, we like to go to our reflux capacitors, and together you overwhelmingly there was a nostalgic reign, but collectively, you very much dominated with classic reigns. So together, thank you for your support, first and foremost. But you get to vote, and your voting was handedly a classic from the reflux capacitors. So now we have 3 classics, or I'm sorry, 1 nostalgic and 2 classics. My bad. And Ashley does say, if I have to go with a movie that featured 2 of the 3 Amigos, I pick Father of the Bride movies. Okay, I think, was that 90s though? But that's fair.
But
that's a fair.
It was 90s.
Yeah.
More of a rom-com, but okay.
It's a comedy.
Oh, that's what the com part of rom-com, but
I
yes.
wouldn't call it a rom-com, though.
I would call it a rom-com, and I think it's a great choice by Ashley. It's a fantastic movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Frank.
Let's see. Let's go with I bet Kindergarten Cop, I think she likes also, and City Slickers. Anyway, I don't have to go. You can continue to add to them if you'd like, Ashley. But Paul,
yes,
you had predicted classic.
Yes.
What was your final reign for Three Amigos?
I must say, when I rewatched this, I treated myself to some nice sugar water and some sugary snacks, and I just had a blast turning my mind off and enjoying it. It was great. I recommend this movie to anybody. Classic all the way for me.
Sick all the way. All right. Yes, guys. Kindergarten Cop is 90s. All right, fine.
Is it a comedy?
Louise. Yeah, it's a comedy.
It's a dramedy.
Really? I feel like it's much more a comedy.
There's some serious moments in there with the kidnapping.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
It's a thriller. It's got a thriller vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a documentary. Kindergarten Cop documentary.
You know, he's Detective John Kimball.
I'm Detective John Kimball.
Oh.
I'm a cop, you idiot.
Word. Can I go older? I like Monty Python, though Francisco may disown me. I'm not going to disown you. Now, wait. You mean like generally Monty Python, which most rewinders don't realize. Generally, I'm fine with Monty Python. I just don't care for Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So just to bring some clarity to things. Holy Grail. Ashley, come on.
I'm sensing that this is a point, a very big point of contention. For
I think me and Ashley need to see a marital counselor at this point. No, I'm kidding. Not at all.
It's funny.
But
I'm sorry, Francisco, but I have to agree with everyone else. I don't know what you're not seeing, because it's amazing.
About Three Amigos?
Monty Python and the Host.
Okay. I'm like, I haven't given my rating yet. What are you talking about?
No, the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Well, that's most people, so no worries.
You make me sad.
Ashley has gone our kids to say "need" to me over and over again. So I guess some might say she's doing a good job. I disagree. No, I very much agree. Anyway, I predicted classic. I rate this a classic. I had a ton of fun rewatching it. Other than Blue Shadow, and some of the other silliness, I very much enjoyed watching Three Amigos again. I would watch it again. I'd recommend other people watch it. I think I have my son to the point where he would want to watch it. I'm hoping before I return to the library, he'll watch it with me. But according to the Retro Rewind podcast, with 4 classics and 1 nostalgic, we rate Three Amigos a disputed classic film. We'd recommend anyone go see it, whether or not they've seen it before. Doing the Lord's work here, Ashley. Really? Anyway, but now it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
ComSat Online. Awaiting incoming transmissions.
Feels
No, sorry, Hefe. You need to leave.
Like I was saying, feels good to be back. Wow. But we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 1986 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflex capacitors, namely Deborah Powers, Geek Devotions, Drew the Cellcast, Ashley Ruiz, Kennethan, Fabus Lomax, That's Our Babo, D. Tungsten, Daryl Hafner, Cool Deluxe, Dustin, He's a Big Deal Warford, Flux, Redeemed Otaku, in addition to 2 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying and get bonus content for your generosity, we're about to play a fun game here. Speaking of bonus content, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to start.
Forgive me, El Guapo. I know that I, Jefe, do not have your superior intellect and education. But could it be that once again, you are angry that you are not sponsored by pauljpowers.com like this stream is?
Nice.
Lucky us,
Well done.
Francisco.
Well done.
That's really good.
And speaking of supporting the podcast, Francisco, are there ways to support it without breaking the bank, like
Yes.
or pillaging
destroying
a small village?
Santa Poco? Yeah. So, great ask, Paul. Yes, there's actually a fantastic way you can support the show if you don't have any pesos in the piggy bank. So you probably enjoyed this episode.
100,000 pesos.
Sorry, go ahead.
You probably enjoyed this episode, and no justice for Rodrigo. You probably enjoyed this episode if you made it this far. So if you aren't driving, tap the share icon in your podcast player for this episode and send it to a friend saying, I know you like Three Amigos, so why don't you listen? So I think you'd like this podcast about it.
Great. And I'll bet they'll thank you for it.
Well, yeah, they're going to. Absolutely. Because they'll be like, whoa, this is a great podcast. Thanks for sharing it with me.
Yeah. And speaking of thanking people, we want to give a big amigo hug to Suzanne and Zabe for supporting us with their thoughts about Three Amigos. And since I like to go off in alphabetical order, we'll start with Susanna because Zabe is dead last in the But Suzanne, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts.
Really appreciate you, Suzanne. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Aw, what's up back?
And now that you're a shipman, we'll expect more.
Yes,
more of you around.
More organizing those entertaining things. Yes.
Yeah, we look forward to that. And Zabe, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Where can people find you online? Is there anything cool you got going on that they should check out?
I am the host of a Gen X trivia game show podcast called Who Will Save Generation X? On the show, we have 2 best friends like Francisco and Paul, literally Francisco and Paul, compete for fantastic prizes in our prize vault, which is basically just junk that I find on eBay. and we play a lot of fun little trivia games. It's a nostalgic look back at the cool things of Generation X. You can find us at whowillsavegenx.com.
Cool. And I'll bet they'll thank you for it.
Probably. Yeah. Thank you so much, Suzanne, Zabe, my awesome amigo, Paul, and all you rewinders, new and old, for another fun voyage. And because we don't have a Bobo here to totally derail me,
roll you.
We also want to thank Alutrick for enhancing our music. Find him at alutrick.bandcamp.com or youtube.com/@Alutrick. That's spelled ALLOOUTRICK, then the number 8266 for the YouTube. So thank you so much to him.
Oh, that was amazing when he did that on when Bobo
No, it was
did
not.
That.
It was completely out of decorum.
No. check out what
I run a strict ship here. No outside thought is allowed.
Right. Anyway, yes. And speaking of websites like Bandcamp and that Alley Trick is on, you can find me. I'm Paul J. Powers. I'm pauljpowers.com. Sorry, I misspoke there. You can find all my social media links and what I'm up to lately by visiting me at pauljpowers.com.
.com. And you can find me on our Discord for show announcements or just to say hi. Join us there at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box, a curated collection of podcasts, videos, and articles that will provide you a balanced meal of content. You will find culture celebrated for its past and future, satirized for its extremes, explored in study, and created anew in story. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
And as El Guapo just said, we are now part of the Culture Box Media Network. Find all the shows unpacking truth through story, comedy, subjective comedy, and geekery at culturebox.media.
Yes, thank you, EXO, and thank you for listening. We pray you are more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like a Pokemon, we got to catch you all for Back to the Future 3. Dun, 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 dun,
another Western.
Dun, 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 dun. That's right. Our next adventure on the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro Rewind mission complete. Proceed to base to await next mission.
Amigos. Adios. Ha-ha!
Arte libre, guapo.